The government says it is not helping a group of 14 Australian women and children with Islamic State links return home after the group left the Syria's Al-Roj camp at the weekend. There are reports they've purchased plane tickets and will arrive in Australia within days. Political reporter Sarah Temevska joins us now live. Hi there, Sarah. What do you know about this group?
Yeah, Lorna, we understand this is a group of 4 women from Melbourne and Sydney and their 9 children who managed to leave Syria's Al-Roj detention camp on Friday and have made their way to Damascus, where they are awaiting return to Australia. These 13 people are part of a broader cohort of 34 women and children who've been held in the Al-Roj camp for the last 7 years since the collapse of the IS caliphate. They are suspected to have links to IS fighters and therefore have been under the surveillance of Kurdish authorities. Earlier this year in January, the group did leave the camp with Australian passports but were turned back by Syrian authorities, and we understand that until very recently a group of advocates, lawyers and family members of these women and children were in Syria trying to negotiate with authorities in Damascus to allow the group out, essentially stating they have Australian passports and there is no legal impediment to them returning to the country. Now, this was a significantly heated political issue back in January. The coalition accusing the government of helping to repatriate the group because legal documents were issued. The government, on the other hand, saying that's the legal bare minimum obligation of any government to Australian citizens. But the Deputy Prime Minister, Richard Marles, this morning reiterating that the government has not and will not help them return.
Nothing is being done to repatriate these people. That is the fundamental point here, where there have been legal avenues that the government has been able to take in respect of exclusion orders. That's what we have done, and we've pursued that in accordance with the law.
So what has the opposition had to say about the situation?
There are calls for more clarity about what is being done in anticipation for this group's return to Australia. It seems to be less a question of if they'll come back, but when. Will they be under additional police surveillance? Will the women in the group be charged with any criminal offences? We also heard yesterday the opposition leader, Angus Taylor, not quite backing in Australia's security agency ASIO. He was repeatedly asked if he trusts ASIO and he said he doesn't trust the government. Labor is remaining tight-lipped on this issue. We do have a statement from the Home Affairs Minister, Tony Burke, which I'll just refer to, essentially saying security agencies have been monitoring the situation in Syria to ensure they're prepared for any Australians seeking to return to Australia. People in this cohort need to know that if they have committed a crime and they return to Australia, they will be met with the full force of the law. Though we don't understand exactly what that might look like, whether there will be charges laid. Last year in October, we heard from Stephen Nutt, who's the Assistant AFP Commissioner for Counterterrorism, who said that appropriate criminal investigations are underway in relation to those who require criminal investigation, and that agencies are prepared for if and when this group makes it back to Australia.